In Venezuela, you'll be forced to tell everyone your deepest secret. You have to reveal your PIN in public. This video is about how to pay for things in Venezuela. It's a problem that dominates daily life. To pay in Venezuela, you'll need two types of money, a credit card and some apps. And be prepared to fight for your money. The bolivar is the official currency. Now you need a lot of it because it isn't worth very much. You mostly use the bolivar to buy small things like fruit and vegetables, bread, and bus tickets. Prices can be listed in two currencies. BS means bolivares and REF means reference, which is code for US dollars. The US dollar has been officially accepted here as currency since 2019. And before that, people traded with it illegally. Its introduction has helped bring an influx of money, which has generated economic activity. But be prepared to fight over your dollar bills. One of the most frequent phrases you'll hear in Venezuela is Tienes más sencillo.
No hay sencillo. Lo sencillo es el vuelto en menos cantidad.
Because nobody wants the big Benjamins. In fact, the most valuable form of currency here can often be a crisp $1 bill. That's because it can be really hard to trade with broken notes, as they're called. You can't go to a bank and switch them, so they're effectively worthless. International travelers are often told they can't use their credit cards to withdraw cash from bank machines in Venezuela. But let's see if it actually works. Well, this ATM isn't working. This one either. There's a few theories about why so many ATMs are out of order in Venezuela. One bank employee told me it's because companies charge a lot to maintain the machines and the banks can't or don't want to pay. Another is that each machine only holds a certain number of bills, and due to Venezuela's low value currency, they run out of money very quickly. Finally, I find a bank machine that appears to be working. But let's see if it gives me any money. Success! I got money out of an ATM in Venezuela. Well, I only got a couple of dollars worth of bolivars, but still, it worked. Myth busted. You can almost always use your card in shops. Most sellers accept international credit cards these days, even for small transactions. But be prepared for some unusual questions.
Cedular.
Cedular means identification number. Every Venezuelan has one, but you might not. I didn't, so for a while I was giving my passport number instead. But I soon realized it didn't matter what number I would give if I was using an international card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
Okay.
You can say any number and the transaction will usually work with an international card.
Clave. ¿Y la clave?
Mi clave. But the next step can be a shock, as I found out while trying to buy an arepa on the street.
Clave.
¿Cómo?
Clave.
Mi PIN. Clave means code or PIN. Yes, you are being asked to reveal your top secret bank access code out loud in public.
Pero es normal para decir mi PIN a ti.
Sí, ya eso es normal. Aquí es normal.
¿Y no es un secreto? ¿No? ¿Tú no vas a robarme con mi PIN?
PINs used to be secret here too until a few years ago when people started using cards for everything, and they just found it easier and faster to start saying their PIN out loud. You can insist on punching in your PIN if you really want to, or you can just act like a local, say it out loud, and get used to it. It can actually be quite liberating. So what do you do if you're out of cash and you need more? Well, usually when you're traveling, you can transfer money to yourself using Western Union and pick it up at an office. It doesn't really work here though, because the local office for Western Union is called Zoom. And to register as a customer with Zoom, you need to have a Venezuelan ID. So what you can do is ask a Venezuelan to register on your behalf. What you should keep in mind, however, is that most offices don't actually have that much cash on hand, so they might not be able to give it to you. There are some things that money can't buy, and for everything else, there's crypto. You should open a Binance account before you leave and load it up with BUSD. That's the digital equivalent of US dollars. And when you're here, you can sometimes find places that accept it in exchange for goods or services. It's not really common, but you can find it. Also, you can ask friends here if they know anyone who trades in currency and accepts BUSD exchanges for hard cash on the streets.
Now, it can be a bit nerve-wracking or very nerve-wracking transferring hundreds or even thousands of US dollars digitally to someone you've never met. You just have to make sure that your friends trust the person who they're recommending.
So in summary, bring lots of US dollars, especially small bills, a credit card or two in case one doesn't work, and forget the idea that your PIN is secret.